much. Thank you so much, Suganya, for inviting me today over the stage, and thank you so much, Wellness Quotient, for providing this opportunity. Um, I'm so very privileged to invite Praveen. Praveen is a wellness champion today, this week. And he's, how we know Praveen. Praveen and I used to live in the same apartment at some point of time. And that is how we know. And then we moved to different places, but still in touch. Little bit more about Praveen. He's an IT professional and have a beautiful family, and he's actually transformed his health, big time with the help of Wellness Quotient program and the coaches. And let me invite Praveen, and let's hear from him directly. Welcome, Praveen. It's a privilege. Thank you for accepting the invitation and coming over here and sharing your story with all of us. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Good morning to one and all. I like to thank first the wellness community and my mentor Mukesh and Ridhima for giving me this opportunity, because not everyone will get the opportunity to share like their emotion, all those things. So really nice of you to share this, provide me this platform to share my feelings and opportunity, like how I can do. So to start with, as Ridhima mentioned, so I'm an IT professional around like having 14 years of experience. And then I'm natively from Tamil Nadu, but settled in Bangalore for more than 10 years. And I have a beautiful wife and cute little champ who light ups my day in and out. And then, so apart from I'm doing coding, so usually my hobbies would be like kind of playing badminton, which I love to play all the time, which has a story also, which we will talk about in shortly. And I love to eat biryani a lot. And apart from that, I just simple man who is living his life, having small emotions, connect, all those things. Yeah, that's pretty much about me.
So where are you from originally, Praveen? I mean, which place you
belong to? I'm from Tamil Nadu, Kanchipuram.
Okay. Glad to know. So can you share a little bit about, your health situation, Praveen, before getting into the program, what was your health situations at that point of time?
Yeah, sure. Actually, as I think most of the audience, probably most of them are into IT industry, so they can easily correlate whatever I'm going to talk about. So we as we are into IT, so we used to get like 8 hours, 9 hours of continuous working window where we used to continuously sit for hours and do coding. So eventually, when we are trying to dig deeper into like what we are supposed to do, we forget like our basic posture, which are like very crucial. But we tend to solve the business problem, but we forget to do our health problems, right? So we compromise our health, put it back, and then we focused on solving our client, making them happy. All those things we'll do, but eventually we will forget like how we are doing, or what are all the impacts which we are facing in the long run because of the sedentary lifestyle, for all those things, right? So I'm not like kind of a lean person from the beginning. So my genetics itself is like kind of a chubby person from the beginning. So I suddenly one day I will realize like, okay, why not let me reduce my weight? So I will hit gym, and then I will do for 1 month, and then I will forget, and then I will come back, and then I will again put up weight like another 6 kg, 7 kg. So this is my like usual routine. In fact, even I know Mukesh and Ridhima like 8 years back, where we used to stay together, and Mukesh is a good friend of mine. So we used to connect each other, and you used to talk about wellness, all those things. Even 8 years back, glad I could have known him that time itself, and then I could have taken a step, but better late than never. So at least I took a right step last year, and then I could able to transform myself. So what happened, because of this back pain, all those kind of things, I got like kind of back pain, mild slip disc also. I took a MRI, and then I had a like slip disc between L4 and S5, and then I had a minor disc bulge also. So but because of this, what happens, like I cannot continuously sit for, so with this problem, right? And I was obese first thing, and then I got a back pain, so I couldn't able to continuously sit for long hours. but IT demands me to sit in front of system and make some calls, all those kind of things, but which I couldn't able to do, which is like kind of a regular work. And then if at all I want to go to office and all, I cannot able to sit in cab without any back support. And then I even at office also I need to take my back support and then keep it. So it's like totally kind of uncomfortable. Like I was just like annoyed with my life, like what I'm doing, why I'm running for what purpose, when I'm not able to lift any weights, right? I couldn't able to spend time with my kid. And then I couldn't able to the one thing which I like is badminton, but I couldn't able to. It's like everything like kind of doomed. So where I cannot literally do any kind of stuff, right? So that's when, like, though I know Mukesh and all, but I have that tendency, like, okay, what these guys will say, we will see YouTube, they will describe like, okay, do this, and we will follow that, right? So I have that perception, okay, how that mentoring will help, right? So because of that perception or thing, I'm not like, my mind is blank where I'm not able to take any help, right? Initially I was thinking like, okay, they will not say something new which we can able to figure out from YouTube or something, and then we could able to do on our own all those things. But uh, so that's how, like, I was though I want to reduce my weight, but I couldn't able to take step because my mindset itself is not changed. So but when this back pain hit me hard, where I am forced to reduce my weight, so that's when, like, I thought like, why not give it a try? So that's when, like, I reached out to Mukesh and Ridhima, and I shared my all problems clearly, like what is that short term goal which I am looking for. So they actually, you guys guided me like patiently, because it's not like a common case, right? Where if someone maybe reach out to you guys only for just a weight loss, right? So they might not have this kind of a back problem, all those kind of things. You can guide them like, okay, do strengthening or do jogging, all those kind of things. But in my case, it's totally different. I can hardly walk for 15 minutes, right? So so there is a lack of physical activity, but at the same time I want to definitely improve my lifestyle, right? So so I was in a tight spot, but gladly I could able to reach out to you guys. And then I'm in a better state now, where I was from kind of walking for 15 minutes, now I am into cult doing strengthening. So that's where I improved myself. So kudos to you guys and wellness community for making me this kind of a sustainable weight loss journey. It's not like simple weight loss. Probably we will discuss more. Yeah.
Wonderful sharing, Praveen. What I want to hear from you now is, Praveen, see, what happened is, there is one thing when you hit a physical situations, and boundaries. But what happened at that time? What was the state of mind you were having? What emotions you were going through, and what difficulties you are facing, inside because of this compulsions. So can
Yeah.
you share a little bit about that?
Yeah. So what happens is, like, because it is like, we always take light of our health, right? So I don't know, like, it's fortunate or unfortunate, I was flexible. Okay, so I tried to do yoga, all those things. I was having my mindset, okay, I can do flexible, I can, my body is like kind of a rubber band, I can do this stretch, all this stretch, right? But without realizing, like, my thighs, all, whether is it proper, is it having enough strength to uphold my weight? So there is no kind of that much level of information. I will just go cult yoga and I will do some stretch, and then I will come back without incorrect posture, all those kind of things. But eventually what happened is that is also one of the factor, apart from sitting, continuously sitting, doing this kind of incorrect posture, made me to get into this back pain, right? So now, after back pain, which is like kind of the day in and day out activities, normal activities, I couldn't able to perform. I couldn't able to sit on floor. I couldn't able to lie down on the floor. I need a bed, and then I need different pillows to sleep properly continuously. And whenever I get up, I used to get back pain. So internally, this is just only physical thing, right? But how it impacts is also like at a family level, right? So when I'm not okay at mind level, then I show my angerness to my dad, to my wife, to my kid. I couldn't able to play with him because of my body issue. So those kind of things I used to show to them, right? in the back end. So so those are all the things which were happening, and then I was thinking like, okay, I'm just 32 now. I need to ask someone, or I need to justify them like why I couldn't able to lift all those things, right? So it's like kind of psychologically I was like kind of depressed. Why it happened to me? Everyone will have that thing, right? Why I ended up going to cult and doing yoga, all those things, and then why I don't have that awareness about strengthening, though we are knowledgeable, how the muscle mass strengthening, all those kind of things, why I am not even thinking about that and just focused on work. So so these are all like kind of emotions which like during the journey I used to go through, but certainly now all these things are gone. Yeah, so but these are all the emotions which I had.
Wonderful, wonderful sharing, Praveen. I want to know that where do you stand now? After your WQ transformation, I mean, what is your, physical stage now? How much weight loss you have
Yeah.
done? How your immunity issues you shared at that time you were working on, and the hair fall, I think I remember at that time we noticed and worked on that as well. Can you share where all those parameters are now?
Yeah. So first thing is the intention of me enrolling in this community is like to reduce my weight. So while joining, I was around 93. So now I am 71. So it's like I was like very much happy. Yeah. So that is first thing. And the next thing is like it's not like just a weight loss, right? So I used to reduce my weight so earlier also. I just go to gym, as I mentioned, and then I do for 3 months, or before, maybe just good example where everyone easily correlate to, right? So I know, like, I'm sure whoever in this call, who are trying to get married, definitely will be enrolled in their themselves in the gym, and then continue doing workouts and shed some weight, and then after marriage, after a year or 2 years, then whatever they reduce, they will be double or triple, right? I am a live example for that. So during 10 years back, as I got married, I reduced my weight, and then after marriage, then certainly good food, good life, all those things made me like to increase or put up my weight again with unrealistic number, right? I had like 20 kgs more. So now that, because now I understand like why I am doing what I am doing, what is my food plate contains, why the protein is needed, right? So all those things made me to have this weight loss, whatever I attained, though I have reduced my weight like during the 3 months or 4 months of journey, maybe I was almost reached 676, but now I'm 71. So it provides a testimony that I could able to make this thing sustainable without making like lot of changes. Okay, do only see the food plate and measure that, and then take only protein. So it's not like that. Small tiny little things which actually make a greater impact. So now that I don't have that, like, or I don't need to plan my meal, all those things, it's like kind of a part of my lifestyle. So where I know like, okay, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, that's fine. Even one day, because I am a biryani lover, so I cannot skip biryani. So once in a week, that's fine. It's not like I don't get emotionally like, okay, if I add biryani, oh my god, like, okay, why I did. It's not like that, so, right? So it's like kind of a sustainable way. So that's first thing which I want everyone to be aware of. It's not just a weight loss. It's about like how you are trying to sustain after the journey also, right? Because we want to continue this momentum throughout your life. So for that, we need to reach that sustainable, how we can do this thing sustainable, right? So that thing, maybe you can do self also, but if you have a wellness guidance, then they will always be there for you to you can say like every week, like I used to share my food pictures, and then sometimes during office days, right, most of the time I have this problem, right? So I will ask Mukesh, because I'm a lazy person, I need to get up at 7 and I need to go to office and all, so I cannot pack or I cannot plan my meal. If it is at home, it's okay, but the problem or challenge arises there only, though it looks like simple thing, but if you don't plan it properly, if you don't feed our things properly, then what happens? You ended up going eating one plate of biryani, all those things, then eventually there is no point in like you put all your effort to have a sustainable weight loss, but then because of your lack of plan, lack of your protein, all those things, you ended up not following it, right? So that's when like I used to call Mukesh, Ridhima, and then I asked like, okay, I am going to office, I cannot able to prepare myself, what is that small act you can suggest such that I could able to incorporate it easily, right? Because I want to continue that momentum. I don't want to skip for 2 days and then again start back. So which I really don't want. So the better planning, those things, even if you think through, we can get. But these guys are like kind of done and dusted. They all know like what are all the things which we come across, right? So they know that, and then they can provide small tips such that which will eventually help us to reach in a better state. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful, Praveen. The last thing is, not last thing, but yeah, I want to understand that transformation is good, health-wise, you're feeling good. What is the state of mind and what is the quality of life you are living today when you are shed 22 kg weight and come out of the back pain, and where you are, terribly, able to make 1,500 steps in a stretch to the strength training now.
Yeah.
So what is the state of mind and what is the quality of life today after the program?
Yeah, I think maybe now who are in the call, maybe they might realize my state of mind. I was happy compared to last year. So first thing is like, I just want to break this thing into 3 categories. One is how it impacts my personal life, how it impacts my work life, and how it impacts my family, right? So when it comes to personal life, so though I enrolled for my initial why I enrolled because I want to reduce my weight, right? But what are all the side hustles which I used to get, right? Point 1, meditation. So I have that like, why these guys are talking about meditation? Okay, I can sit RMF for 5 minutes. Okay, I will get it done, right? So these are all like kind of a initial perspective probably people might have, right? But they don't understand the importance of meditation unless they try to actually try to practice, right? So I remember Mukesh initial days, we used to have like a session which used to run at 10 p.m. right? So initial days you used to properly ping me in WhatsApp, right? Though he doesn't need to do that, right? But he used to ping me and say like, Praveen, are you in meditation session? I was thinking like, why? Because now I could able to realize, because initially we our perspective like, okay, what's there, I can sit, right? So but when someone is actually asking you to do, then okay, there should be something you might think of, and then you will try to join, right? Maybe it for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but trust me, those will have like kind of a lot of good impact, right? So I could, because how this will have like a lot of good impact, because during work window, all those things, right? So all the time our brain and thought is actually feeding up with like a lot of emotions. Even I am at home, I will be sitting next to my kid, but I always think about like, what is that business problem or what is the production issue which I want to solve, right? So we never have control of our thought, right? But what meditation helps us is like, we could able to have control of our emotions, right? And it should also able to help us of staying in the moment, right? So these are all the key things. Eventually, once you guys practice it, maybe now I can, maybe you guys think like maybe he's just making theoretically, but trust me, you do practice and then you will realize the benefit later, right? So this is the first thing which I want to tell. This is like kind of a meditation which is greatly impacted me. And then the second thing is journaling, right? So there will be like a lot of YouTube videos, YouTube popularities. They used to talk about, okay, you should journal yourself, right? But unless or until you go back and take your notepad and write something, you will not be able to get like where you are doing wrong, right? So maybe in IT world, probably people correlate. We will have like a lot of sprint retrospectives that will happen every 2 weeks, right? That talks about like what went well and what not went well. Why not we will talk about our body, right? Why not we talk about our health? Why not we talk about our feelings? So all those things will come only when you do right journaling, right? So that is also very important, right? And then the third thing is sleep. So initially Mukesh used to tell like, go sleep on time, all those things. Initial days I couldn't able to take that very diligently. Then we also I mean the wellness community also running some wellness challenges, right? Weekly challenges. So that's when I started okay, I was trying, but somehow I couldn't able to reach there. Why not I give it a try for the challenge? And then I tried to follow that 5 days rigorously, because I in my mind I decided like, I want to make a change with my sleeping habit, right? So so everything boils down to your state of mind. So you should have your internal motivation, right? And you should have a right intention to improve yourself. You are not doing for others, you are doing for yourself, right? So once I decided like, okay, I want to change my sleeping pattern. Then the sleeping challenge really helped me, where I could able to get rid of my phone. It's like slowly silent detoxification, right? Phone. So every time it is like day, as soon as I open up, I will bring up my phone, I will scroll through, right? Mindlessly, I will scroll through. There is no intention or no content. Then all of a sudden I realize like 1 hour gone. Then I need to go bath and then again do the machine work, right? So these are all like kind of looks like small things, but this will have like a great impact when you actually follow it, right? Don't see the phone morning after for at least 30 minutes, right? And don't see the phone before 1 hour before your bed. All those things. It might sounds very simple, but once you start implementing it, you actually see the benefit of it, right? So that is one thing which greatly improved. And then habits comes with book, right? So everyone say like, okay, start reading book, right? And I told to myself like, okay, what how it helped me. And I usually don't, I just give reason myself like, okay, there might be some better thing to do and I will always be busy. So I just cheating myself, stating all these facts, and then just procrastinate reading books, right? So then whenever our weekly connect, then when Mukesh started questioning me, okay, did you start book reading, and then what kind of books reading and all, I can say like first week no Mukesh, second week no Mukesh, and third week I stopped. Okay, I don't want to tell the same thing. I want to tell some book I need to start. So what is the good book other than Power of Atomic Habits, which I want to change, right? So that's when I started my reading habit, and that was my first book. Now I read around like 10 or 15 books, and it's not like for namesake I want to read book, right? Every day I will just focus on 15 minutes, get this thing done, and then I will try to see like, okay, how I can able to incorporate those things. It's not like whatever I can read every thing I can need to improve, but while I'm reading this thing itself, I could able to correlate. Even meditation also, if I'm trying to listen to some meditation, I can easily correlate like, okay, something which I am trying to or make wrong, so I can easily retrospect myself, right? So those are all the things. And then how this small habits, right? So how it helps, right? So the just to give one example where how we are actually staking our protein rich or nutrition rich snacks, right? So when I talk to Mukesh and all, I used to tell like, no, I add chips, all those kind of things, right? Because those are all the things which will be always showing in the first, right? So then Mukesh gave small tip only, and after reading the book, I realized like where Mukesh is coming also. Because Mukesh also read that book, right? So the things which are easy, that can be doable, right? The things which are very tough, we cannot able to do. So I want to do strengthening, I want to do swimming, all those things, I have that intention, but my body is not allowing. But I don't want to go fast, right? And if I choose because these are all the real conversations which I had with Mukesh, because there is a swimming pool which is 5 kilometers away, and there is a swimming pool which is 1 kilometer away. Should I choose 5 kilometer away one, or should I choose 1 kilometer one? The reality is, if I choose a 1 kilometer one, the power of consistency is more. I could able to at least go 4 days. But if I choose something which is very difficult, then I cannot able to make it sustain. So the snacks, right? So whatever the snacks which I used to keep it in the rack, those things I used to now, whatever chips, all those things now I am not buying. But whatever the good things, it will always be there. If I just take my hand, I should able to find it, right? So this try to follow this. These are all the small things, right? And this is not something which I read from book also. If you might have attended any of the challenges, these are all the points which are already shared by coach. Only thing is we should pay attention to it and try to incorporate it. Then you will see the difference, right? So these are all related to personal, right? In work life. So now I have like kind of previously I will just log in, I will just see prod issue, and then I will see development issue. It's like there is no proper structure, right? Now before I opening my day, I will just spend 5 minutes just to plan my day, how my day should be, how that I plan my meal. I just try to incorporate my day also. So which certainly help. I know like what are all the things which I need to pay attention to, and what are all the things which are not pay attention to. Most of the time we ended up pushing ourselves, working on like things which might not even matter, right? So that kind of a realization is important. So those things and all, like once I have this kind of a proper plan in place, I could able to incorporate. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. It's so lovely to hear. Praveen, your transformation is not limited to 22 kg weight loss. It's 360 degree, what I can see. the change you have, mindset, and doing a ripple effect in your all over life. So the next question I have is, what is the 3 key point you want to give credit to, Praveen, for your transformation?
Yeah. So first thing is, of course, you guys, my coach, because as I already mentioned, like to at least to initially start the journey, you need someone to pat at your back and appreciating you that you are doing in the right path, right? So for that, you need some kind of a guidance. So thanks you guys for whatever the silly questions which I asked, you could able to bear those things and then able to provide a prompt response. And then to the community. Mukesh used to talk about community, right? So what is that community? So it's like people of same mindset, right? So that's what the wellness community is trying to achieve. So I can because probably the people already in the journey could able to easily correlate well, like whatever I am talking about are small things, right? So those kind of things. So if you have like a people to talk to who are having your same wavelength, right, then you can easily correlate correlate with, and then you can able to grow up the ladder also, right? So the second thing is wellness community, and third thing is your challenge. Though I was into the journey, but there are few things which I didn't follow rigorously, but challenge make me to because it is like kind of a psychological thing, right? When you pay some money, if it's free, we will not follow. But when you pay like $299 or $399, then okay, we want to make full use of it, right? So that's how I utilize few of the challenges, which actually greatly improved, and then now I am trying to continue. So these are all the 3 things which I think like helpful for me.
And of course, you, Praveen, you walk the walk. No, you are not only talk the talk, you have actually taken that path. So the credit goes to you also, that who has done a lot of work on yourself. So very, very happy about it. The last thing I want to know, Praveen, is there any suggestion or anything you would like to tell to the people who are in a similar journey, or looking to start their journey, and stuck somewhere in the mindset, somewhere are not able to take that step too? Would you like to share a few things, a couple of things for them?
Yeah. So first thing is don't procrastinate. So I am the live example for that, because though I know Mukesh, Ridhima very well, but I took 10 years. But that 10 years gap landed me into having a back pain, which I could have been avoided 10 years back itself. So don't have a benefit of doubt. Okay, things will work or things will not work. We all human beings. We all make mistake. Why don't you consider it as a mistake? Give it a try. And if it not works, that's fine. At least you have that mindset that you tried, right? So and then don't always go like from 0 to 100 in like a week, right? Just appreciate the little things which you are trying to improve on, right? Every day, like whatever the tiny little improvements which you add, you try to appreciate yourself, that you, how are you previous day and how are you here, right? So these small tiny things, power of compounding, so it will certainly help you out in the long run. So so I think whoever in Sunday morning 10:30, whoever in this call, then you're already in the right direction to at least know about like what is that you want to address upon, such that you could able to address it easily. So kudos to everyone who will be who are actually actively present in this call, and whatever I talked, patiently listen to.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, for sharing so much, and, really without any, cuts, or without any, changes, you shared your heart, Praveen. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate you came here and share your story with us.
Yeah, pleasure is mine. Thank you.